This looks great.
Am I introing it? I'm here. No offense to anyone if we run long, I may step out. It's because
Alright, so you bring them thing.
Ow,
Never mind. I might not have sent It's fine. This is running by the way. Yeah, I'm back.
I'll be taking notes.
Welcome to Washington Improv Theater Student Showcase. Please welcome your host, Frank.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. I've had the wonderful fortune to teach a group of folks about an introduction to comedy writing, and we're going to just demonstrate some of the things. All of these things are works in progress. Some of them have had tiny rewrites, but hopefully you enjoy what you see. And please welcome out my students. We're going to be doing this table read style. There's no blocking or anything. The focus is going to be on the content. So the writer of each sketch will do any sort of stage directions and pertinent information, and we've already cast the scene. Most of these are pretty close to a cold read, so be forgiving and laugh at a lot of stuff. Our first scene is called House Hunters Gentrification, written by Deirdre, everybody.
Okay, House Hunters Gentrification. Fade in. Announcer speaks in a voiceover as the commercial cuts to various scenes of Sarah and Alan touring homes with Parker.
This fall, if you've loved enviously judging people on House Hunters and enviously judging people even more on House Hunters International, HGTV is going across the river and across the tracks for House Hunters gentrification. Watch as potential homebuyers search culturally rich, affordable neighborhoods for a place to call home and turn into a yuppie Disneyland.
Sure, this house is down the block from a family-run bodega now, but before you know it, it'll be down the block from a Panera Bread.
You'll love to watch white people discover neighborhoods that have existed to people of color for years.
Actually, this neighborhood isn't Anacostia. It's Far East Capitol Hill.
Get ready, because these homebuyers are moving in and they're bringing their norms with them.
These windows are going to give me a perfect view to call the police on people having a barbecue.
And they're looking for space and quiet in densely populated urban areas.
A home office is the top of my wish list. I've got to have somewhere to complain about gatherings of youths on the neighborhood listserv.
If they can't find the house they like, they're coming anyway.
I've got an idea. Let's just tear this house down and build a glass rectangle-shaped luxury condo.
Don't worry, just because we are gentrifying doesn't mean we won't have all the House Hunters tropes that you love, like inexplicable wealth.
We run a dog sweatshirt company on Etsy, and our budget is $800,000.
People who don't understand how paint works.
This house has everything I want for half the price, but the pink bathroom is a total deal breaker.
And henpecked husbands.
I guess I can deal with the 2-hour commute if it gives you your shoe closet. Happy wife, happy life.
House Hunters gentrification. Come for character and low prices. Stay to undo all of that.
All right, our next scene is called Questions for Dad, written by Ted. Ted is our writer here, and starring 2 of our gentlemen.
Fade in, interior ice cream parlor, late afternoon. Dad, late 30s, and son, 9, have just ordered some ice cream. Vanilla in a plastic cup for Dad, a cone with 2 scoops of chocolate for son. They walk away from the counter and toward a table as son begins licking his ice cream.
Well, congratulations on your first week at day camp, son. Have you made any new friends?
They sit down at a round 2-person table.
Yeah, I've been doing lots of stuff with Kyle. Yesterday, we made paper airplanes together, and today we almost won the 3-legged race.
He licks his ice cream.
That's great. Mom will want to hear all about that when she gets home. You know, maybe we can have Kyle over at the house sometime.
He eats a spoonful of ice cream.
Yeah, I guess.
Son furrows his brow and looks at his ice cream, preoccupied.
Is something wrong?
Well, today Kyle said that God created people and animals and the whole world in like 6 days. I asked him how he knew that, and he said that it's in the Bible, so it has to be true. If something's in the Bible, does that really mean it's true?
Well, the Bible is the holy book of Jews and Christians, so many of them believe that what's in it is true.
He eats a spoonful of ice cream.
Are we Jews or Christians?
He licks his ice cream.
Well, your mom and I have our own beliefs, but we don't want to force them on you. The important thing is that you decide for yourself what you believe.
He eats a spoonful of ice cream.
Do you believe what's in the Bible, Dad?
He licks his ice cream.
Look, your mom is a lot better at explaining this kind of stuff than I am. You should talk to her about it.
He eats a spoonful of ice cream.
But do you think what Kyle said is true?
Lots of people have different beliefs. Remember when we went with Uncle Greg to the dinosaur museum and he said when we were looking at, what did he say when we were looking at all those fossils?
He eats a spoonful of ice cream.
I was talking about how animals were changing all the time because of evolution, but it took millions of years. And the same thing happened to people too. That's what I told Kyle, but he said that wasn't in the Bible, so it wasn't true.
Well, Uncle Greg is a scientist, and he's really smart guy who knows a lot about that kind of stuff.
He eats a spoonful of ice cream.
Are you gonna eat your ice cream?
Son son hurriedly licks his ice cream several times. It is melting and starting to get messy.
Dad, is Kyle right or is Uncle Greg right?
Look, Kyle and Uncle Greg both believe in different things, and they have their reasons for believing in those things, but just because someone believes differently from us doesn't mean that they're bad people.
He eats one last spoonful of ice cream, puts the cup down on the table, and folds his arms.
But if everybody believes in lots of different things, then how do we know it's true or not?
You know, your mom has a much better handle on this type of thing than I do. When she gets back from her meditation retreat, the two of you can have a nice, long talk about all this stuff. Geez, you're letting your ice cream melt all over you.
He grabs a napkin and uses it to wipe melted ice cream off Son's hand and forearm, then crumples the napkin and drops it into the ice cream cup. As Son licks his ice cream, Dad turns slightly away from him and checks his watch. Dad starts looking idly around the shop while tapping his feet.
Dad, are we going to hell?
Is that what Kyle told you? Did Kyle tell you we were going to hell? Well, that little Kyle doesn't understand is that this world is really just the corpse of Claude Dothrak, who perished when she gave birth to Pazalroth, the Dark Lord your mother and I worship.
He stoops so that he's gazing directly into Son's shocked eyes.
Right now, your mom is being inducted into the priesthood of 1,000 incarnations of wickedness, and every full moon she will sacrifice a she-goat to Pazalroth. When the Dark Lord finally returns from beyond the gates of night, the scent of the she-goat's blood will spare his wrath from our house. At the end of all these things, when Pazalroth devours his mother's remains, Uncle Greg and Kyle and all the uninitiated will choke for eternity on the Dark Lord's bile, while we who have debased ourselves to please Pazalroth will simply be snuffed out of existence, rewarded for our devotion with sweet oblivion.
Dad looks back at Son, who is still in shock. The ice cream continues to melt. Dad glances at Son for a moment, then grabs another napkin and starts wiping melted ice cream off Son's hand and forearm. Son stares into the distance for a moment more before looking back at Dad.
Dad, can we have Kyle over when Mom sacrifices a she-goat?
Dad pauses a second to think, then starts wiping again.
You know, you should really ask your mom about it.
Our next sketch is called Identity Crisis, and Sheely wrote it.
Alright. We open on two women in a crowded free pop-up yoga class. One woman, Corinne, is in a Lululemon athletic outfit. Her top matches her mat. Woman number two, Rachel, is in loose basketball shorts from a high school she didn't attend and a ripped up extra large t-shirt.
Okay, Corinne, please tell me about your date on Thursday. I can't wait anymore.
Honestly, I'm truly not sure where to start.
What do you mean?
So on paper or phone, I guess, he looked great, right? We had been in-app chatting for a few weeks with no issues whatsoever, and he likes the good wife, so I'm thinking, okay, worst case scenario, if there's no spark, at least we've got hours of potential Juliana Margulies conversation ahead of us.
Yes, great, amazing, yes.
So I get there, and I walk up to the table and do the whole thing. Hey, Greg, right? Blah, blah, blah. We shoulder hug. And he says, yeah, Karen? So I politely correct him, like, no, actually, it's Corinne, LOL, happens all the time.
Okay, so tiny bump in the road, but it's not a huge deal, right?
No. He immediately says, no, actually, I looked at my app right before you got here, and I'm pretty positive it's Karen.
Okay,
I know.
like, was he joking?
He was certainly not joking.
Stop it.
I know. I was without words.
Wow. Cool fucking dude to correct you on your own knee. Like, I think you'd know.
Someone from the row behind them shushes. Rachel and Corinne look down at their mats, quietly shifting through a flow into downward dog.
Okay, so I obviously am thinking, I'm dropping it. This guy is the worst. Let's log 10 minutes of small talk and then I'll get the hell out of here.
Yes, obviously. Search for an exit strategy ASAP before he tells you you're actually your hair isn't brown and you actually don't hate tomatoes and...
Right. So I run to the bathroom hoping I can come back out with some excuses, and while I'm in there, my mom happens to call me.
Okay, not weird. Your mom literally calls you all the time.
Yes, but while I got her on the line, I figure I might as well tell her about the name sitch that just went down with this guy.
Okay, sure.
I give her the teeth. He tried to correct me on my own name. Can you believe?
I mean, what did she say?
Nothing. She was silent for like 45 seconds.
What do you mean?
Rachel.
What?
Rachel, he was right.
What the fuck do you mean he was right?
After a minute or two, my mom started sobbing on the phone. This isn't how we wanted you to find out. She said, like, I need your dad. I'll call you back so soon. I'm not joking.
What are you saying?
I mean, I'm not sure how to say this exactly, but apparently there was some kind of clerical error / switched at birth.
What? This isn't funny. What the fuck?
Rachel, this isn't a joke. I'm living my life thinking my name was Corinne, and no, I find out I am Karen.
Corinne, stop.
No, I'm Karen now. Okay, this is upward. I went on a date with Craig, and I'm Karen.
So in our class, we explored lots of different archetypal structures and different things to pursue in a sketch format, but we also did some shorter writing assignments, and we're just going to kind of bop around here. We have no set structure of something called a two-line joke. If you're not familiar with it, it's used heavily in late-night television vlogs, as well as on Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update. So some of these may actually have a description of what the graphic or picture may look like as well. But it's a two-line joke, one line being the setup and the second line being the payoff. So we'll just pop around and do a few of them. Anybody want to go? We did this a few weeks ago, so some of these may be dated. Speaking of the World Cup.
Okay, a new study is out that suggests video games can help you understand your dog better. Another study revealed that your cat thinks you're an idiot.
It was reported that for her meeting with Trump this week, Queen Elizabeth wore a brooch given to her as a gift, a personal gift by the Obamas, suggesting that the normally neutral head of state was subtly criticizing the president. This was a far more diplomatic approach than Prince George, who wouldn't stop referring to his soiled diaper as his pee tape.
Because of high theft rates, CVS Pharmacy is now officially locking all Dove products behind a glass case, making it even more fun for when you have to purchase Dove Genital War Cream.
Mitch McConnell wants to stop legislation that would force lawmakers to personally pay for sexual harassment settlements. That's one government bailout Republicans have no problem keeping around.
Anyone else? Two-line jokes, everybody. All right, our next sketch is called Man Flesh. And it's written by Kevin.
So this is inspired by the Lord of the Rings.
That's the joke.
In an upscale Middle-earth restaurant, two orcs sit across from each other at a table, glancing over their menus while an orc waiter tends to them. The Mordor theme by Howard Shore plays softly on the piano in the background.
And tonight's special is the man flesh. That's sprinkled with a man flesh crumble and, of course, comes with a side of man flesh. So what'll it be?
Bold gestures to Azog.
I'll have the man flesh.
Man flesh.
Excellent choice. I'll go put those in.
Well, could I actually get an order of that to go as well?
Of course.
I just love my man flesh.
The two look at each other and smile in an awkward silence. Looking nervous, Bolg opens his mouth like he has something to say, but then shuts it.
You know, I couldn't even imagine taking my ex to a place like this. Thanks for inviting me. Wow, has it been that
long? I don't remember you mentioning a boyfriend last time I saw you. How long were you two together?
A year or two.
Was it a bad break?
He was smashed, actually.
Oh, that's a shame. I hope he's moved on.
No, by cave throw. He was smashed in battle.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. Don't get me wrong. I miss him, but it's been liberating in a way. Now I'm just trying to date and have fun while I'm still young, you know?
Sure. Speaking of dating,
What's up?
well, I asked you here to tell you that.
And another man flesh rolls for the table.
Yes!
Anything else I can get you right now? Okay, your order should be right out.
You know this guy I was saying, where's his mind in a place like this?
Oh, was this after or before your ex?
After. I was just so lonely, you know?
Oh yeah, I understand. Is he still in the picture?
No. I made it clear it was a fling, but he was consumed.
Oh, that type, huh?
No, he was consumed by a Nazgul in the bottle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Like I said, it was really just a fling.
Listen, it seems like you've dated a lot, but I was thinking you and I...
What is it?
I just wanted to tell you that I invited you here because...
And who ordered the man flesh? Watch out, it's hot!
Right here.
And the man flesh, it's hot!
Right here.
And the order of man flesh to go for the lady.
The waiter steps away.
Anyway, like I was saying, the reason I asked you here is...
The waiter returns with a wooden pepper shaker.
Fresh man flesh?
Blue, please.
Sure.
Tell me when.
The waiter sprinkles it on and walks away. Bold looking frustrated.
I was just thinking, the guy I'm seeing right now would have to be dead to be sitting here with me.
Wait, you're seeing someone now?
Yeah, it's actually been going well. But he left yesterday to do battle at the gates of Mordor. So I'd be surprised to see him again.
Look, Ozol, to be honest, I'm disappointed to hear that.
What's wrong?
It's just I asked you here because...
Can I interest you two in dessert?
Hold on!
Tonight we have,
I like you, Ozol. I asked you here because I have feelings for you. And I wanted to kiss you. I want to date you. I want to be your boyfriend.
Bold looks shocked at himself for a second and recovers with confidence.
Ozol, will you be my girlfriend?
The waiter stands there uncomfortably.
Look, Bold, like any orc, I'm sure you're capable of reckless hate and violence. But what makes you special is that you're sweet and a gentleman. I couldn't ask for a better orc. But I just don't date orcs. I only date humans.
She gets up and grabs her to-go box of man flesh.
Sorry if I led you on. I should go.
Azog walks away. Bulk sits there dumbfounded.
Ooh, sorry, brother. That was rough. But you know what always cheers me up after something like that? Man.
All right, this next scene is called Overnight, written by Adam here. Need me to stall?
We're good. We're good.
Wait. Okay.
A woman and a man are sitting up in bed.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for letting me stay here last night.
Are you kidding me? Thank you so much for for staying here last night.
Of course, I
had a really good time.
Jill's party was fun.
Oh my God, Jill's party was so much fun.
Great beer.
And great food.
Look. We should talk about what happened last night.
Yeah, I guess I was just hoping we could skip that part.
I mean, it's not a big deal. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. We all have our secrets. So what? So I finally stayed the night, and when I did, you
Turned
into a werewolf. Yeah, you turned into a werewolf, and now I know that, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you about this sooner. It's just, every time I start dating someone and it's going well, I try to hide this from them as long as I can because I know it will make them feel
Aroused?
aroused? I was gonna say terrified.
Yeah, terrifyingly aroused.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
But what about all the hair?
Sexy.
About the big yellow teeth?
Sexy.
What about all the claws and tail, the big ears and the really long snout?
Look, is your goal right now to describe to me the most perfect event? If so, you've succeeded. I know the heat is on, but right now, you're the only thing making it hot inside.
So you're really okay with it?
Okay with it? I loved it. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. You, as you are now, is totally adequate. But when you came last night, that was amazing.
Really?
Really.
I'm sorry, this is just such a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting you to be into it.
Believe me, it was a pleasant surprise for me as well.
Oh my God, this is such a relief. Finally, someone I can confide in, someone I can be intimate with, someone I can have a normal, romantic relationship with.
I know. This just takes things to a whole new level for us. Listen, I'm gonna run out and get us some coffee for energy and bagels for sustenance, and when I come back, I want to be greeted by our little furry friend.
Wait, what?
You know, when I come back, I want you to be the wolfman.
But I mean, you know how werewolves work, right?
All I know is that last night was amazing for both of us, and I think I speak for both of us when I say we should keep that going all weekend.
Yeah, the thing about it is I can't just turn into that person you want to be willy-nilly.
What do you mean? Listen, you have a gift, and all I'm asking you to do is take advantage of that gift for us.
Yeah, but it's broad daylight.
So there's nothing wrong with doing it in broad daylight. You're a guy, you should be into that.
No, it's not that I'm not into that. It's just I can't do that.
Can't do that? Oh, I get it. You have performance anxiety. Listen, no one else has to hold down all the blinds and
No, you're really not getting it. The way this thing works.
this gift.
Whatever you want to call it, this gift, this curse, this monstrosity. The way it works is, well, it only happens once a month during a full moon.
What do you mean?
What I mean is I'm not going to be the person you want to be for another 29 days. And even then, it will only be when the moon is out.
Wait, you're messing with me, right? You can't just turn him on and off whenever you want.
I never thought I'd have to say this, but unfortunately not.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is...
One night a month, that's all we get.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is such a buzzkill. Mark me on your calendar for 29 days from now. Do not make other plans, okay?
She gets out of bed, grabs her belongings, and starts to exit through his bedroom door.
Wait, but we can still hang out before then, right? I mean, I'm still...
Silence him by putting my index finger over his lips. 29 days.
Woman then exits the bedroom, man is sitting alone in his bed.
Well, I guess once a month is better than nothing.
New scene card reads 1 month later. We see a full moon, and then the camera pans down to the outside of the man's bedroom window. We hear the woman giggling loudly and happily, followed by a
All right, Another short exercise that we did was onion headlines. If you're not familiar, the Onion is a satirical newspaper. And where have you been living for the last 20 years? Also, there's other places now that are doing it as well, but the Onion did it first. So they're basically a satirical point of view or a simple headline that gives you the entire joke without reading the article. So if anybody wants to do some Onion headlines.
Ronan Farrow living in fear of being investigated by Ronan Farrow.
NASA announces first Space Force platoon, but young Tommy's not done playing with them.
Goth middle schooler thrilled to hear Earth will be uninhabitable before his graduation.
FDA extends 5-second rule to 7 seconds.
Raccoons found guilty of storing trash in offshore accounts.
In spite of not actually appearing in The Devil Wears Prada 2, Meryl Streep will still receive an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress.
Bachelorette emotionally scarred after juggalo gigolo mishap.
So close yet so far. All right, great. We're going to get into a scene called Grandma's Got a Brand New Bag, written by Chris. And pull those away. You want that?
I'm sorry.
Do your thing.
This is a parody off of the Blue Apron commercials, the food service.
Oh, so we
And I
got
have a
this.
little music to go along.
Please.
It's a commercial.
Nice.
It's a commercial parody. One of our assignments were to write a parody.
Sorry. Not Siri.
This is actually the sketch.
This is. I hope you can hear it. Interior kitchen day. Grandma is humming, washing dishes. She looks out the window and the sunlight bathes her in a warm glow.
My doctor told me I have cancer and I have less than a year to live, but I'm happy most days. That's because I found something to take my mind off of it. Instead of shuffling around this old house, I stepped out of my comfort zone and tried something new.
Grandma's doorbell rings. Cut to interior living room. Grandma opens the front door. On the other side is a delivery man who holds up a box wrapped in brown paper. Grandma smiles broadly as she takes the package. Back to the kitchen, Grandma puts the package on her kitchen island and starts to open it.
I thought about what really gives me joy, and I realized I was watching true life crime shows on the television.
Grandma pulls a gun out of the box and rubs it gently.
I saw a homeless man get killed once, and I thought, well, I don't know if I could ever do that, but I'd like to try. That's when the man told me about Fresh Kill.
A graphic of the Fresh Kill logo appears on the screen. It has swirly orange and yellow font and the outlines of a gun, rope, and syringe. Cut to Grandma lays out all the ingredients on her island.
Fresh Kill is a monthly service that gives you all the ingredients you need to take a bitch down.
List appears on the screen over Grandma looking at everything she pulled out of the box.
Each box contains a weapon of the month and step-by-step instructions for how to put the weapon together and make the kill. Get rid of the weapon. Cover your tracks.
Cut to her interior bedroom night. A young woman stands over a couple in bed asleep. Moonlight illuminates the room. She's holding rope and a knife.
For just $10 more a month, you'll receive a victim portfolio. Fresh Kill thinks of everything. Now I don't have to find my own victims.
The sleeping woman in bed stirs.
Is someone there?
The young woman holds her finger up to her.
Don't worry, it'll be over soon.
Cut to exterior street day. Close up on a young man with his head on the hood of a car.
Just make sure to burn the instructions after you're done.
The camera pulls back to reveal he's being handcuffed and pushed into the back of a police cruiser.
You got the wrong guy. I didn't do it. Check my phone records. I wasn't even in town.
He moves to the camera.
Thanks, Fresh Kill.
Cut to exterior Grandma's car at night. Grandma's crouched down on the driver's seat, looking through a small pair of binoculars. She's parked on an old tree-lined street. Cut to inside the car.
I've never felt so alive. I think I can die now without a regret in the world. Well, just one maybe. My sister-in-law. She's still out there.
exterior house. The house is dark before bedroom light. The sister-in-law's silhouette passes back and forth behind the curtain. Back to Grandma's car, Grandma lights a cigarette. The logo appears on the screen over Grandma, taking a slow drag off her cigarette.
Use code offer Kill of the Week and get $30 off your first box.
The potato salad is a little salty, my ass.
The following text pops on the screen.
Warning, use with caution. Murder is illegal in all states and may lead to incarceration and or death. Fresh kill, get killed.
Well done. Thank you very much. Another writing exercise we did is called tweets. So little bite-sized chunks. If you're not familiar, there's this website called Twitter. And sometimes they have trending hashtags that are a wonderful writing exercise. If you're an aspiring writer out there, every once in a while there's a fun thing that you can just try to write a little piece of comedy in less than 140 characters, or 280 for some of you. So they'll tell you what the hashtag is and then give you a couple jokes. So tweets, whoever wants to go.
I did not safe for work TV shows, hashtag. 3 of them were 69 Reasons Why, Wild Wild Cunt Breed, and Hung Sheldon.
Hashtag less sexy songs. Can you feel the humidity tonight? You make me feel like a natural household cleaning product.
I as well did less sexy songs. Pour some garlic on me. And damn, I wish I was your mother.
Less sexy.
Also less.
I also did less sexy songs. You make me feel like an actual Mormon. Moves like a jogger.
More or less sexy songs. I heard it through the grape nuts. Mostly the way you are. And my heartburn will go on.
I did hashtag Broadway a celeb, School of Kid Rock, and SpongeBob Saget SquarePants the musical.
I also did a hashtag Broadway celeb, Kanye West Side Story, and then for hashtag less sexy songs, I did Tuition by Beyonce.
Great. All right, let's get into a scene. This is called Sci-Fi Bachelor Party, written by Alex. Take it away. Everyone got their stuff pulled up? There's a lot of you in this one.
Yeah, one sec.
Let me know when you're ready. We'll begin.
Oh, just on. Oh, jeez.
Yes, space.
Carl.
There you go.
There we go. Got it.
So, fade in, interior, space bar, night, Earth Standard Time. We see a group of 3 friends celebrating at a futuristic-looking bar. All of them are human males in their mid-30s. They are wearing red mesh suits reminiscent of Star Trek. The group is energetic and upbeat. All of them are drinking.
To Miguel and Nim, soon to be the greatest married couple this side of the galaxy.
The 3 men clink their drinks.
Thanks, Rick and Wayne, for doing all this. You're good dudes. I needed to get my mind off the wedding and the press.
Of course. The first human Solarian couple since the war. You're a frickin' pioneer.
Yeah, real Elon Musk over here. And don't worry about the press corps. I know the bouncer. He's not letting any of them in.
Thanks, Rick. Speaking about obligations, them siblings coming. I know. Just try to get along. We mean a lot to Nim. Speak of the void.
A humanoid, dressed in a blue mesh suit, approaches the table. Their skin is a pale gray. They have curved horns reminiscent of a ram.
Hello, Kay. Hi, Kay.
Kama Ibu Yok, but K is probably better on your Earth tongues. Hello, Miguel, my sibling's sexual partner, and his 2 human friends. Thank you for inviting me to this sexist social gathering.
Kay, we talked about this. If you're going to hang with us, you have to be a little less weird.
Weird is culturally relative, Miguel. But fine, I will try to conform to your earth norms. It is my understanding that you imbibe a toxin to facilitate the making of poor electric decisions.
It's called alcohol.
Very well. I shall procure some of this alcohol for the table.
Kay walks away to the bar.
How is Kay so weird and Nim so normal?
Nim went to school on Earth. She was like this at first, but she's been here so long. Kay is just how most Solarians are.
Hyper literal buzzkills? I'm sort of regretting that peace treaty right now.
Don't be an asshole.
Started.
Well, I can see why wedding planning is so stressful.
Kay returns with a container of alcohol.
I have returned with a pitcher of beer. From everything I've read, this beverage should not insult your masculinity.
When you say it like that.
Good. I would not want to start another war with your civilization over linguistic misunderstanding.
Excuse me, gray man. What did you just say to me?
Kay laughs hysterically in a monotone.
Ha 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 ha. My apologies. I just find your primitive notions of gender so funny. Hi, I'm a human, and I only have 2 genders for some reason. Solarians have over 90.
That's it.
Easy there, dudes. Let's just have a drink. For me.
Miguel hands Kay and Rick glasses filled with beer.
Fine. But if he says any more shit, I will space his ass.
Solarians don't have buttocks as human.
To Nim and McGill, a symbol of peace throughout the galaxy. The void help us all.
Everyone clinks their glasses. Just then, a green blob alien approaches the table.
Disgusting. You're wearing clothes. Try to be considerate to the other globulins in the room and get naked.
The globulin slithers away.
Globulins, the worst. Am I right, Earthlings?
Great. Next we have Camp Pinewood, written by Sarah.
The exterior campsite daytime.
Okay, campers, go back to your cabins and get your swimsuits on, and we'll see everyone down by the lake in 15 minutes.
All kids exit except Hannah, a preteen camper, who stays behind waiting until the traffic clears.
Hey, can I talk to you guys for a second about something personal?
Oh boy, did you get your period for the first time, Hannah?
Carol, grab the period starter pack from the cabin, will ya? We got another one.
Another one? Another one.
You're gonna be fine. It's all perfectly natural. Plus, it's lake water. No one will notice.
No, God, it's nothing like that.
Okay, well then out with it, little lady. What's on your mind?
I think something weird is going on with me and that new girl, Alex, in our cabin. At first everything was normal, but then at lunch yesterday we had to sit according to food allergies, and we were both at the peanut-free table, which wouldn't be strange, except haven't you seen how much we look alike? No, wait, I could have ignored that too, but then during that icebreaker game in our cabin last night, she was just going on and on about how she only has a dad and how she never knew her mom. And I only know my mom and never knew my dad, and we have the same birthday. Like, how crazy is that? So I guess what I'm saying is there a chance that Alex and I are long-lost sisters or something?
There's a long pause and the 3 counselors just stare blankly at Hannah, and then they erupt in cheers together.
Woohoo! Hooray!
Up top.
Counselors 1 and 2 high five and bust out a few dorky dance moves. Counselor 3 flips through a page in the back of his clipboard and marks a tally.
Another one.
Wait, what? You believe me? I thought you would send me to the nurse because I was going insane.
Believe you, Hannah, this might knock your little socks off. We are our 4th set of reunited twins this week.
Twins? I'm a twin?
At least this one didn't try to switch places on us yet.
I don't understand what is going on here.
Well, my friend, most people think Camp Pinewood here is just about having fun and spending time outdoors. And it is about those things. But we also are a camp that specifically reunites long-lost siblings.
That's right. We provide a service to parents who don't have the courage to deal with these situations. So they send their kids to us in the hopes that others will do the same. Your little menaces and your rampant curiosity do the rest.
We have been featured on Ellen several times.
Wow. So does everyone here have a twin roaming around?
Oh no, just the lucky ones. We are equipped to handle all types of arrangements here. Adopted siblings,
Babies who were switched at birth.
And of course, our favorite kids like you. Victims of legally questionable custody arrangements.
I don't know what that means. I'm 11.
It all makes sense in time.
There will be a whole part of Color Wars that will teach you everything you need to know. Hey Alex, get over here.
Alex, Hannah's twin, runs towards the group.
what's up? Well, kid, today's your lucky day. You and Hannah are long-lost twins. Congrats.
Woo, finally!
Finally?
Yeah, I've been coming to this camp for 3 years, but never found any new siblings. I guess I was just waiting for you to register.
Alex embraces Hannah and they do a complicated handshake that they both seem to know.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go hang out with my twin.
Hannah and Alex skip off, problem solved.
Another happy customer.
It's really moments like those that make the 8 weeks of camp food and diarrhea worth it.
They sigh contentedly. Meanwhile, a teenage boy, Charlie, approaches.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt, but can I talk to you about something? It's important.
The counselors exchange meaningful smiles.
Of course, buddy. I'll take this one from here.
Counselors 1 and 2 salute him and exit.
Now, what can I do for you?
Well, it all started at the campfire yesterday.
And our final sketch that we are going to present to you today, thank you very much for being a wonderful audience. It's called Good Neighbor, written by Caroline.
Does everyone have it up?
There's lots of people reading this one. We got it pulled up.
A quiet road at night. Carl and Luke are driving in a car. Bohemian Rhapsody comes on the radio and they start headbanging and singing along. Not paying attention to the road, they accidentally hit someone.
Jesus Christ, I did not see them.
I don't know. I didn't see them either. What do we do? What do we do?
Carl and Luke get out of the cars to investigate.
He's not moving.
This can't be happening.
There's no pulse, man. He's dead. Oh man, do we call the cops?
Are you insane? Do you want to spend the rest of your life in prison? Because that's what'll happen if we get the cops involved. We have to get rid of the body.
Get rid of the body? How do we just get rid of an entire human body?
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
Like a good neighbor, stay far.
With a machete.
Agent Jenkins appears out of thin air.
State Farm has you covered for all your home and auto needs.
Agent Jenkins sees the dead body.
Okay, people. Are you really messing with the service? I'm not taking care of another dead body. Take the machete, but I'm leaving, and I was never here, okay?
He vanishes. Cut to the interior of a LabCorp facility. Daytime. Nurse Larson is obtaining a sample from George.
The restroom is the first door on your right. You can leave a cup in the pass-through area.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. A clean urine sample.
Agent Jenkins appears.
This better be a home or auto incident.
Some clean pee off of you.
Agent Jenkins sighs and starts peeing into the cup.
What am I doing with my life? All I wanted was to be a good neighbor. Now look at me, getting someone to piss into a cup? Like some cheap genie? I'm nothing but a cheap slave genie.
He finishes peeing, shakes his head, and vanishes. Cut to the interior of a funeral home. Afternoon. Simone and Angela are saying goodbye by an open casket.
Check out the necklace on Aunt Rita's body.
It's gorgeous. It must be worth hundreds.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Can't be serious.
It's not like she's gonna miss them. Hello, she's dead.
I think people are gonna notice if we start moving Aunt Rita around.
Okay, so we just need a distraction. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with a wild turkey.
To a million directions as people take advantage of the jingle.
Jenkins, we need to take your fingerprints.
Why? What for?
Oh, I think you know. I have a hunch your fingerprints are gonna match the ones found on this machete.
I was just trying to be a good neighbor. I was always just trying to be a good neighbor.